la ciencia.
Nella ciencia. Taters, how y'all doing? Hold on, let me refresh my chat. All right, chat, how y'all doing over there on treeoflogic.com? Hold on a second. Let me try to get some things straight here. Okay, there we go. Hold on, let me get all my chats together. I really don't even have them pulled. I usually have them pulled up by now, but I don't. Let me go get Twitch for a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, there go Twitch. Twitch is up. Now let me pull up Kick. Oh damn, where is Kick? Okay, there go Kick. Alright. That Shizzles and Kick. And I need to start looking in Kick more because it looks like you guys are coming into Kick. And now, last but not least, let me pull up YouTube. Hey, everybody over there on YouTube. Boy, I'm so glad I got all my work done before I got on Twitter, because Lord have mercy, I was on there for a minute. I was like, oh my goodness. It's like, this is why I don't stay on that platform that long, is you get caught up. But listen, I don't regret nothing. I got given a lot of tea today, a lot of hot tea. It was absolutely delicious. My girl is back. And looks like we got some new fighting to do there, chat. Y'all know me. The red pill is officially dead. Like nobody, like ain't nobody coming. You know, nobody cares about the red pill. And I've been doing my own IRL stuff, but it looks like going after the pro RAPE group, which consists so far of only men. I haven't yet to see a woman. I'm sure she'll come out though. I'm sure she'll come out and be like, Lauren deserves everything. Okay. All right. She deserves everything she gets. So there's that. I am Team Lauren. Don't y'all forget that. I will be getting her book. I will be reading it. I've been reading a lot too, actually, to be honest. But I will stop what I'm reading and read her book, because I know the characters in this book. I think that's what's so exciting about this book, is that this is a nonfiction, and I know everybody in this book personally, so it's not like one of those things you're like, now who this? Now who that? Blah blah blah. So she got Tommy Robinson, old POS ass, is in there. Milo's in there. Sean said he's in there too. And I'm like, wow, my boy Sean's in there. So we got that. So it's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I want to get off here by 11. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now, because I don't feel like chit-chatting. Plus, I want to go ahead and get another video for my political channel. The algorithm has been blessing me. Y'all know me. I like to strike the iron while it's hot. Okay? Because the YouTube algorithm giveth and it taketh away. So let's go ahead and get started with my Twitter. So if you see me on Twitter tweeting very actively, that means I got time. If you see me throw a tweet here and then a reply there, and then I'm gone for several hours, I ain't got the time. Today I got time. Today I had time. And yeah, let's get into everything that went down today. So of course I'm going to talk about, by the way, that feminist never showed up for this debate. These women are cowards. Big time cowards. I told her, I said, bring some reinforcement. Bring as many as you want. Bring them over here. I said, we can have a nice debate. I said, Thoughts can be the mediator, because she's pretty low chill. And there's that. Also, Myron Gaines has basically dodged out of a debate for the second time with RP, because Myron only wants to debate people who are young, dumb, or very little life experience. Or he'll debate women where he can throw you out. So that's the reason why he was like, I don't want to debate you. You ain't gonna come down here. Like, why would I do that? So you could throw me out because I'm making you look like a fool. Which ain't gonna be hard. Okay. So Myron Gaines, no, he would get destroyed by AP. AP would destroy him. And give it up for Hillary. I don't know if she been eating spinach or drinking a lot of Red Bull, but she has been going after people who go after her, honey. I'm like, whoa. What the hell? And now, I don't know if she's always been doing this. I had made a decision. I think I made this decision earlier today. I'm not sorry, earlier today. Earlier this year, probably around February. Yeah, probably around February, I made a decision to stop fighting women's battles who don't fight back. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be vicious. I'm vicious. I am vicious. So I don't expect anybody to fight like I fight, but damn, at least fight. So I said, this, you know what? Because, you know, when I would respond to her Twitter posts, I'm over here fighting with a whole bunch of other people. Why you got the last name? Why you got the last name? This is America. She can have any goddamn last name she want. What the hell are y'all talking about? Imagine sitting up here saying, why do you still have Crowder as your last name? As if she got to justify it. But this is what I'm saying. With these type of men, you can't win with them. So don't even try. Okay? Don't even try. Because if you don't take their last names, they're going to call you a feminist. If you do take that last name, they're going to call you a gold digger or some other kind of stupid name. Like, this is the most craziest thing to sit up here and say, why would she change her last name? Because to me, I'd be like this. Oh, if I change my last name, I'm going to change my children's last name, which unfortunately she can't do without Crowder's approval. Stupid. So this comes from fat ass balding Jeremy. Mr. Buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee. I don't know why my views are going down. Buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee. Okay, y'all don't like it when I keep, shilling my coffee. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing it, okay? But by the way, can y'all please buy my coffee? I'm about to lose my house. I'm about to have to fire my entire staff. I'm gonna have to live on the street corners. I'm not gonna be able to feed my wife any food except out of a can. Like, please buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee. So this guy is a beggar and he's a POS. All right. And he always going after Hillary. But the quartering don't go after, and if you just go look at him, right? The quartering doesn't go after anybody that likes to fight, man or woman. And he is famous for deleting tweets. Okay, this is another tweet deleter. He'll be all drunk, and I mean straight. He even streams intoxicated. And his chatter call him out like, why you drunk? Why you drunk online? Why you drunk streaming? Okay. So I'm just sitting here like, dude, so he always going after Hillary. And I basically called his ass out. I'm like, I'm sorry, fat boy. You think it's good to go after a woman? Come for me. He don't do it. Because I'm the one, right? I'm the one. So here is the court. Let me show you how all this got started. So apparently, this idiot sit up here and say, it takes a real victim to not report this to the police and instead use it to sell books. And she did. By the way, I knew all of this about Andrew Tate assaulting and R-wording Lauren. I knew all about this, right? And I think those of us who are friends with her, even the quartering knew this about what happened to Lauren Southern, okay? And when nobody would do anything, she felt powerless. And y'all know me. This is what I say. If you go to the authorities, I got your back. I'm not going to be against you if you don't go to the authorities. But you go to the authorities and they do nothing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Lucy was like, What are you talking about? She's been involved in this case and has a report. Did you not read it? No, he didn't read it. He just wants to attack Hillary to get cool points with Crowder. That is the only point. That is the only purpose of Jeremy attacking Hillary, because he wants Crowder to bless him with some attention, some collabs, because Crowder's doing very well on Rumble, as he should, because he has to pay that money of alimony. Okay, he got to pay that alimony money. Okay. So he better be doing good. And Jeremy is just suffering. He's suffering. And so he decides to go after Hillary, who responded to this big old lie about him saying, oh yeah, I read she just want to sell books. And then Hillary says lying and misleading the audience is kind of the calling card for him and his pals. Then he tries to put
Joel just tipped $5. I love just Tree 411's tea. When are we getting just Tree 411 coffee? Buy my coffee.
Never. I don't drink coffee. I can't be a hypocrite. Everybody, well, thank you, Joe, for the $5. I appreciate that. Everybody know I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I can't stand it. The only way you'll catch me drinking coffee is when I'm having jet lag in another country. So I used to drink coffee for the drug that it is when I was in Germany. So I would have jet lag so bad, and that was the only thing that I could do to stay up so that I can get my sleeping rhythm back in check, was to drink the coffee. Other than that, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink anything caffeinated, to be honest. If y'all want to know, like, so if y'all say, do you drink tea, it would have to be herbal teas like lemon tea, red raspberry tea, peppermint tea, those kind of teas. Okay. Hey, Lily. So I don't drink black teas and Earl. By the way, I don't even like the way they taste. Yeah, I don't drink those. So it can't have caffeine in it. Not that I'm against caffeine, it's just that I just don't. Also, Earl Grey is disgusting. I was at a country club and they basically just gave me Earl Grey. They didn't even ask me if I wanted Earl Grey. They just gave me Earl Grey. And I was like, oh, thank you. And boy, I couldn't put enough sugar in that thing. I swear I couldn't put enough sugar in there. I was like, oh God. I just had liquid sugar, to be honest. That's all I had. I had liquid sugar. Because I was like, this stuff is disgusting. Ugh. But anyway, so yeah, I had put a lot of sugar in there and a lot of lemon juice. But no, I don't do that. But anyway, so he basically quote tweets her and says this. Because like I said, the quartering don't do this to men or women who go get his ass, right? So he goes, haven't you been divorced like 2 years? Why are you still using your ex-husband's last name? It must burn you up that nobody gives a crap about your opinion without your evil ex-husband's last name attached to it. Funny how you are quoting her. Funny how you care. Okay? And imagine sitting up here worried about a woman who's using her last name. Like I want y'all to understand, what is the benefit of caring about somebody's last name? I could see if you were like, why are you getting half of the money from the company? What, even though she basically helped him build that company, Crowder would not be making the type of money he's making if it wasn't for Hillary. But you are tripping about a last name of another woman? I'm like, I'm sorry, Buffalo Butt. We are in America. I can have any last name I want. Now what? And apparently you care because you tweeting about me. Okay. So hold on. I'm a reindeer. I know what it takes to change your name. You are absolutely right. It's a pain. You are absolutely right. So to hide my identity, which my name is Docs now, but it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about those guys. One of them is dead, and I don't know where the other one is. They said he was born again. I don't trust that. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, when you get, I can't relate to if Tina Turner can keep her last name for the branding. Well, it's not even about her last name. Her entire name is fictitious. Sorry, not fictitious. Her entire name was new. Like, Tina Turner's real birth name was Anime. I think it. Hold on. Hold on. Eat the cake, anime. Anime. There we go. I don't know. The only way I can remember her name is by saying that phrase in the movie. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Oh man. But let me tell y'all something. That's not an easy process. Now, I don't know how they do it now. Let me just tell y'all, I don't know how they do it now. But when I had to legally change my name, I had to go to the courts. I had to go to the newspaper. I had to literally put my name in there and say, hey, this is my birth name. This is what I'm going to change it to. And I had to do that. And somebody, if anybody object to it, they had to basically file. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how it is in other states, but that's what I had to do. And once nobody object to it after publishing it for like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks in the local newspaper or papers, I think I had to do it in several newspapers. Then I get to come to the courts and then officially have it changed. Now, that is without, saying that's not the marriage license way. I'm not talking about that, right? So that's what I'm saying is like, I'm here changing my entire like legal name, birth name, and look at what I had to go through. But if any woman decides that she's going to keep her last name, of course you want to keep it because of the kids. Okay? And unlike Jeremy, she got kids.
Boom! Headshot!
Oops. So I'm so proud of her though. She got his ass good. She said if you had children, you would understand it's important for parents to have the same last name as their children. Also, it is my understanding your wife divorced you years ago, but you still pretend to be married with your audience. That seems very deceptive. And then he says, I asked you if you were familiar with defamation and libelous statements, but I already know you are. First of all, you ain't got no money.
Oh, headshot!
Oh, please mess with me. Dude, I will purposely lie on you and dare you to sue me. You ain't got no money. You ain't got not one penny to well, you got some pennies, but what I'm saying is you ain't got no damn money to sue nobody. I would be like, yeah, and guess what? I heard you got pumped up the butt by daggone Tim Pool, okay?
Boom! Headshot!
And that was a hard thing. I would say everything, dude. I would say you got AIDS, your wife is transgender, you live in the hood, you eat rodents, you put arsenic in your coffee. No. this is, hold on, Savage Sweetheart. This is what I heard, okay? I'm going to tell you what I heard. I heard that him and his wife are no longer together, right? And that the reason why he's so hard up for the money is because he's trying to buy his wife back, because his wife is with another man and she's living a sprinkle life. And so the reason why Jeremy is hard up for the money is because he's trying to live up to her, because his wife is not ugly, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever seen his wife. When you look at Jeremy's wife, you'll be like, why are you? Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. We got it. So she was with Jeremy until the sprinkle life, until Jeremy, I don't know what's going on with him and his money. So I guess the purses and the lifestyle began to decline in a way. You know what I'm saying? So she's basically, with another man. Now, whether they got divorced, I don't know. Because I want y'all to know that Grandma Tomasi is not divorced, but him and his wife have separated. They're not together. And then if you really think about it, work with me here. Work with me, okay? If you really think about it, what is the purpose of divorcing? If his wife ain't gonna get another man, and then again, she probably like, dude, I don't need to get married again, so what's the purpose of this? And especially if Grandma Tomasi's like, please, baby, please don't leave me. Please, okay, please. Divorce records are public. Please, baby, please don't divorce me. Okay, I'll give you anything you want. Don't leave me. You can do what you want. Just don't leave me. Okay? So that's what I heard. I heard his wife is not with him. Okay, and that he pretends to be with her, and he spent like tens of thousands of dollars for a luxury vacation that she only got a chance to enjoy because he still worked the entire time.
Boom! Headshot!
This man is literally in his hotel suite talking about some, hey everybody, we have some news about we're going to talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because Amber Heard is a witch, and buy my coffee. I'm about to lose my house. I'm here on vacation, but the reason why buy my coffee. I need y'all. Buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. I need to make sure I keep my staff and the guy that we buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Oh man. Oh God. Okay, here we go. So she said, so this is Hillary, right? Hillary said, I don't claim this to be fact. It's something that has been alleged by many people. I'm one of them in the conservative media circle. Me. And at least it's something worth people looking into. I hope it's not true, as I would not wish divorce on anyone. Child, please. This man is damn Satan's spawn. Who cares about Jeremy? He's miserable as it is. Show me the many people in the conservative circles that have claimed as fact that I got my wife divorced me. Specifically 2 years ago. Uh-oh, why did you say that? Specifically 2 years ago. I can't find. 2 years ago somebody mentioned it. A single person. Or is it specifically from your private DMs group full of conservative women? You don't want me to. Now, this is when you know this guy is butthurt about women. Because why does the DM group have to be full of conservative women? Why can't it just be full of conservatives? Okay, why couldn't it be full of conservative women? I mean, conservatives. then he goes, based on my searches, there are no credible public reports or widespread rumblings or of the quartering Jeremy Hambly being divorced. Recent claims appeared isolated in this thread where he has denied them. Older online chatter questions his marriage but doesn't confirm divorce. I question his marriage. You do realize there are widespread issues with Grok, right? You can't use Grok as your source. Alaska bird. After the last 2 weeks, I think it's justified the guy in question is the effing source. It's been alleged by many people who have smelt your Okay, hold on a second. Do they respond anymore? Okay, that's it. So this is just a whole bunch of people responding afterwards, right? And then here go me. There you go, Hillary. Show this MFer you are not a soft target.
Boom, headshot.
So I'm saying, cause that's what I'm saying. He been going after her nonstop, and because in the past she would never fight back. And to be fair, a lot of us would fight on her behalf. I was like, damn this, not my fight. Yeah, when y'all ready to fight y'all battles, let me know. When y'all ready to stop being nice to your enemies, let me know. Okay, let me know. Again, she got his last name. So what? Now what? Misery loves company, baby. Misery loves company. So this fat ball talking about some. Hold on, we're gonna get to him in a minute because I do have him in here, but we gotta hold on a second. So here we go. So and I don't know why he's trying to drag Melanie into this. Melanie don't want to be a part of this. She's not even involved in anything with Lauren Southern, okay? But the people that Lauren had runs-ins with is Milo. Milo can't be trusted though either, okay? So Milo, I don't even know who this Hannah chick is. Like, what? Why is she significant? So this is how it all started. Milo said, word reaches me that Lauren Southern, by the way, he's so late. Milo, let me tell you something. Y'all watch out for Milo. Milo may have some good takes when he going after Lauren Southern, Laura Loomer, but he ain't shit. I wouldn't trust that man with a pile of cat turd, and he got cats. So Lord help him. But anyway, so what is so crazy is that, okay, Laura issued this out, okay, on the 15th, yesterday, right? We're gonna read this in a minute. And then here go Milo as if he breaking some hidden news. Word reaching me that Lauren Southern has a new book out. I wish her success with it. In particular, the bits about me about devious, dangerous, Machiavellian, sinister, manipulative, terrifying, unpredictable, mad, bad, vengeful, cruel, overflowing with spite. I'm turning red. Heifer, you think too much of yourself. I don't even think she include much about you in the damn book. But you jerking yourself off. So the quartering so desperately trying to get some views because his channel's dying. Rightfully so. I think we should have Nero. So the clout chasing. First of all, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, nobody likes you, dude. Nobody likes you. You sit up here and at Milo, and I'm trying to figure out, Milo didn't even respond to you in here. Everybody you mentioned in here didn't even respond to you. You mentioned Milo. Milo just ignored you. You mentioned Melanie Mack. She ignored you. You mentioned Hannah. She ignored you. It's like they can smell you through the monitor. I think we should have Milo on the show Thursday for a dramatic reading with Melanie Mack and Hannah. And none of them replied to this thread. None of them. Right? So he didn't get anything, so he decides to make this tweet right here. It takes a real victim to not report this to the police and instead use it to sell books. And of course, he gets community noted. Lauren Southern states in her book that she did in fact attempt to report the alleged assault to both British and Canadian authorities and was met with indifference. First of all, I didn't even know that she reported to the Canadian authorities, but when it came to the British authority, Tommy know that she tried this, right? And he didn't care. Tommy Robinson, by the way. Mr. Oh, we got to get the Pakistani and R-word gang. Okay. So he gets community noted. And then, of course, Lucy defends her, and rightfully so. So he goes, yeah, I read it. Basically, Lauren Southern has banged everyone on the planet, and now she wants you to buy her book about it. Right. So I want you to understand, I have yet to see the quartering become sympathetic. He has an animosity against women, and that's because, well, he's a sugar bitch.
Boom, headshot.
Not a sugar daddy. He's a sugar bitch. Okay? All right? He's the pay pig for his wife. This is the reason why he peed in his basement, because his wife left him home while she went and got some pizza. I mean, do you want her to be seen in public with you? Ew. And anytime you want to keep up pretenses, you have to beg your wife for a photo op. My wife had left me to get pizza. She left me all alone. She went out with Tyrone. And she left me. I'm going to pee in the basement. I'm going to pee in the corner. Okay? I'm going to show her that I'm going to pee in the corner in the area that she never frequents or visit, and have this place smelling like a urinal that I may eventually have to clean up. So anyway, and he said the conservative grifters to feminist arc must be studied. And I love this whole thing of, if I disagree with you and call you out for the POS that you are, I'm a feminist. And every time I say, yo, debate me about it. Let's have a discussion about it. No, I don't want to. You gonna yell. I said, they get a daggone moderator. I mean, if we ain't doing blood sports, I ain't gonna yell at you. Okay? Get a moderator. Bitch. And there's one more here. What is this? You're completely tarded. You know damn well what it's like for women in this media space, and it's 10 times worse for women who actually do things rather than sit in their basement and pontificate like most YouTubers. Ed, call names. Ed, why do y'all do this? You should say and pontificate like most YouTubers, like you. Okay, so this is the quartering being mad about women having it easy, and you damn right we got it easy. So what? Stay mad. The hell? Okay. What's it like being a woman in the media space? I've never lived life on easy mode before. Oh, you jealous? You jelly? You jelly? You jelly? Let me tell you something, Jeremy. If you wasn't fat, balding, and very unattractive, you look like you stink. And if you wasn't such an alcoholic, if you had some type of look about you, or if you were some kind of personality, you would be popular too. I mean, do I have to use Asmongold as an example? Here is a guy who really doesn't take a shower. By the way, No hate to Asmund. I really like Asmund though. He too nice though. Don't like the too nice thing about him. All right, but anyway, still, Asmund Gold is he's stinky, right? But he's very intelligent and he's funny. You're not funny. You have no humor whatsoever. Nobody ever says, oh, let me go over to the Quarterings channel because I know I'm going to have a good laugh. Never said no one ever. Asmund Gold is very engaging and entertaining and intelligent. And he knows what he's talking about. He just doesn't go and get articles and just read. Okay? He actually offers content. You don't offer content. Nobody cares about you except for those who have been, and everybody's going to have their loyal people. I got them. You got them. There's a lot of people have their loyal people. Okay. And I'm going to say as a woman, right? I love being a woman. Listen, I left my YouTube channel. I said, I don't want to make no more videos. Algorithm is not blessing me. I'm gone. Pew. 2 months I didn't upload a video. I did live streams though, but I didn't do no video. 2 months I didn't do any videos on my political channel. All of a sudden, the algorithm is blessing me again. I'm like, I'm back! I'm back! I'm back! Okay, is it because I'm a woman? I don't think so, because I barely show myself. Okay, I don't show the tatas anymore ever since I've been married. Not that my husband told me to stop. It's just out of respect. That's just nature. That's just human nature. I was like, I was married now. I can cover up my tatas. Okay. But I must admit, and I'm going to toot my own horn, I'm freaking entertaining. I am. And I've heard I'm a little funny. I heard I could be funny. I heard I could crack a joke or two and people laugh. Okay. I heard that my stuff is engaging. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Okay. That's what I heard. Nobody can relate to you except for neck beards who have waifu pillows, human pillows. So there's that. So, you know, my thing is, it really has nothing to do with women in media spaces. It's the fact that you are not entertaining. You are not entertaining. So then, you know, to get this picture of Destiny, because Milo, so he's once again desperately trying to suck off Milo's schlong, right? Trying to get a little bit of credibility over there. He's been trying to suck off Tim Pool too. And then of course, retweeting anybody who's going against Lauren. And then he goes, the Lauren Southern story is just too hilarious not to stream for F it, see you in 10. And this didn't get that many good receptions. I feel like we all have a chance with her if we try. I can fix her. Influencers are on the crash out era. The undercover Bonnie Blue. Why don't you include where Lauren's father was in all of this? Did he support her career? Where was he in the formative years? Was he a godly, virtuous? Why do you care if he's godly? You think the Quartering is godly? Yes, brother Grok. What's he thinking about in this post? Where's the video for this? You are welcome. I don't think he did it, actually, tell you the truth. Cool, on it. Oh my God, what happened? Who remember Eliza Blue? Yeah, see, here's the thing. Me and the Quartering was cool with Eliza Blue, but if you really notice that, anytime it's going after women, Jeremy is on it. But I don't regret going after Eliza Blue. Eliza Blue was a POS. But if it's anybody going after a beautiful woman, he's on it. He is on it. But then when he started attacking random women on the right, I started getting his ass. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, hold on. You ain't gonna go after old girl. What the fuck? Cause he went after, oh God, what is her name? Lily, what is the one, the cake, Isabella DeLuca. Okay. He went after Isabella DeLuca. I came after his neck. He unfollowed me, I unfollowed him. Then he went after Hillary. I came for his neck. Okay. So this whole thing about Eliza Blue being anything remotely the same as Jeremy. Jeremy is what you call a married incel. Ain't no way his attractive wife is allowing that big thing on top, that big, sweaty, nasty thing on top of her. Ain't no way. Hilarious how you turned into EVS. Ew. F it, we'll do it live. Yo, this is a girl claiming she got R-worded. You don't want to believe it? Fine. The way you are acting is disgusting. Oh my God, the amount of the C on this woman. This is why I stopped watching you. It's like you are becoming Pearl. Oh, good one. Hold on, let me. Oh my God. He is Pearl. You said this 15 minutes ago, still says upcoming fail. Because he didn't do it. This clown keeps crying. He keeps crying about, oh, he did it on Rumble. He did it on Rumble. He didn't do it on YouTube. Not very insane. The dude ran a cam sheet site like a pimp. Oh, no, he supports pimp, honey. Bro, if you start an exposed show or segment, you will be a king of Rumble. Child, please. How will he be the king of Rumble? Do you try to be the human equivalent of cancer, or does it just come? Peanut Head would do this, and don't give me the he hasn't been charged excuse. There are victims who cannot come forward because their cases are pending. Honestly, don't trust either of these people. They are both incredibly dishonest. I just don't understand. You guys are taking Andrew Tate's side off of over this? And I want you, if you want to know who's bad, if you want to know bad people, look at the people who are literally going after real victims. Now, that Bree chick, I don't consider her a victim. That Bree chick who's recently like filed something went down with that criminal case, because guess what? The criminal case was declined by the prosecutors. Pearl has money though. Worst case, he is broken. He ain't got no money. This man keeps crying about how he ain't got no money. He keeps begging, he keeps shaming his audience to buy his nasty coffee. Okay? That's what this is. So my thing is that like I always can say, like, when you defend a pimp, something's wrong with you. You may not like the people who are, oh, let me get back on that Bree chick. So I told you guys that girl, listen, again, Andrew Tate is a rapist. Andrew Tate is a pimp. Andrew Tate is a trafficker. He's also a PDF file. All right. Here's my thing in reference to all of that. That girl Bree, she's not a victim. She's not a victim. Even when I was covering her thing, I was like, you get your ass beat and choked by Andrew in California. You get on a plane to fly all the way to New York. to go to the ER. Does that make sense to y'all? Pearl is up to $34,317. What? Let's see if she gonna make it to 50,000 by the time the year get here, because I think she started in November. I want y'all ladies to know there are how many? I said it was 12 hospitals in the state of California. Hold on, let's actually get the real number. How many hospitals are in the state of California? Oh! Chat, look at me. It's 12 hospitals. She couldn't choose 12. Chat. There are 514 hospitals in the state of California. Yet still, this heifer had to get on a red eye and go all the way to New York to report an assault. And I'm telling you, hold on. I thought Mike P. Funk said, I thought 12 sounded good. I thought 12 sounded good too. So I don't know if a lot of you don't know this because I haven't talked about it, but I probably need a bit. See, here's where I'm torn. Hold on. I got to let you guys know something going on behind the scenes. I want to show a video. I want to make a video to show that Bree is a POS. I believe, I can't prove it yet. I believe she's working on behalf of Tate. Okay. I believe she's working on behalf of Tate because Tate had that all of a sudden when Tate got charged in London. Now all of a sudden we got this chick in America talking about something. He did this to me. He did that to me. And I was like, at first I was like, well, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? You a pick me. You got picked. How does that feel? Right. But then when I really started to analyze her story, I had to think, if somebody choked me out or abused me physically, why would I go on the other side of the continent? Why wouldn't I go to a hospital? Because she said she had to go to New York because she was afraid Tate would follow her. How? You think he wasn't going to follow you to the airport? You was able to make it to the airport? Okay. So the reason why I have a funny feeling, hear me out. You can spread this as if this is it's coming from you. The reason why that prosecutor refused to file charges is because that is not what victims do. Victims of real heinous physical crime go to a hospital that's close to their area, right? And you ain't got to worry about somebody doing something to you at the hospital, because guess who's at the hospital? The police.
Boom! Headshot!
Yeah. Did y'all know that the police have their own security? Did y'all know that the whole hospital has their own police security? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that when a woman or a child, they don't do this for men for some reason, but when a woman and a child goes to the hospital with wounds, open cuts, black eyes, busted lip, cracked skull, whatever, and the doctor says, how did this happen to you? And you go, I fell. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, we're gonna need a police here. We have a victim here with lacerations on her eye, and also we put some stitches in her lips, and she says she fell. The hell y'all think this is? I don't think they can press charges since it wasn't. Thank you. I'm a reindeer. Now you cooking, girl. Now you see what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so I'm a reindeer. Now you see what now you see where I'm going. Now you see where I'm going, right? Because had she gone to a hospital within the area, listen, she could have went to a hospital that's 3 hours away from her as long as it's in the state of California. But this dumb bitch goes to another state on the other side of the continent and go to that ER? What? So then when you present the paperwork showing the concussion that a New York doctor did on you, but you said the incident happened in California, you ain't got no case. But she did it on purpose. And so here's where I'm torn. I could tear this heifer up. Y'all know how, what's her name? I know some people don't like her. I ain't got no problem with her. She's a white woman who wear the little balls on her head, the little furry balls on her head, talk with a southern accent. I don't have a problem with her because I did like that video she did exposing Bree. Cause I was like, yup, that's that heifer, that's her, that's the opportunist. I don't believe she's a victim either. And just because we don't believe Bree is a victim doesn't mean we're supporting Andrew Tate. We're not supporting Andrew Tate. We're just like, hey, everybody a victim except for this heifer. She lying. She is a Trojan horse. Unpopular. No, BJ investigates. Thank you, Catholic. Thank you, Catholic. Catherine. No, her name is BJ investigates. Now, if y'all want to give this information to BJ investigates, tell her that Tree of Logic looked into it and found out that the prosecutor sent out an official letter and Andrew Tate's lawyer posted it on Twitter of the prosecutor saying that they're not going to press charges. Well, la-dee-da. How about that? Is it because the heifer went to New York? You can't tell me. Y'all know everybody who's been a victim of some kind of physical crime, whether they're male or female. Y'all know it. A woman has been R-worded or she's been assaulted. A man who has been stabbed or he had been punched in the face or jumped.
Ooh-wee, I got a super chat.
They all go to the nearest hospital. And if, let's say for instance, they could be scared and they don't want to go to the hospital that's close to their home, guess what? They will go. There are so many hospitals within your area that you could just pick one. They didn't go at all to any of them. Instead, you're going to go to one in New York? Of course the prosecution ain't going to file charges. Where's the evidence this happened in his jurisdiction? Because you went to a New York hospital. How does he not know that this didn't happen in New York? Orc, thank you for the $5. Did someone say pick me nose, pick me? Oh, Lord mercy. Anyway, Orc not reading the room. Why not call the cops? Good point, Mike P. Funk. Why not call the cops? Why not? Well, she's white for one, okay? I told y'all, white women are allergic to calling the cops for some reason. That's why I love it when I hear about a white woman that did call the cops. I love it. I freaking love it. Because I said to myself, this is an epidemic. This is a white woman epidemic. I keep seeing all these white women not calling the police. What the hell is going on? What's happening? From Andrew Tate to, of course, we know Lauren did. Like I said, I knew about all of this before. I guess I knew about this. Y'all remember when, y'all remember when Lauren came out with her documentary explaining that, you know, she pretended to be married and that, and she exposed how Tommy Robinson is a drunk and everything like that. I found out during then that she was R-worded by Andrew Tate. So how many years was that documentary came out? Was that 4 years ago? Oh God, I don't remember. Anyway, whenever that came out, that's when I found out that Andrew did that, and she tried to report it to the British police, but of course they were like, just like the other victims, they were not interested. They were like, well, we don't have any insurance, blah blah blah. Like, to me, if you're a woman and you live in Britain, all I'm gonna say is y'all better be careful, because boy, the police don't care about y'all getting R-worded over there. They don't care. That's the reason why the daggone R-word gang's been going on since the damn, how long them Pakistani R-word gangs been going on? Since the damn early 90s? So they've been having all these the poor white girls have been groomed and R-worded all for decades upon decades, and the police like, well, no, we don't want to talk about it because it's going to make us look racist. It's going to make us look racist. We don't want to do it. They have to arrest someone if they get called to a domestic disturbance, or it depends on the domestic disturbance. Everybody don't get arrested. So if you come to, it's like this. If you come to a domestic disturbance and the house looks well kept, nobody is bleeding or have any type of marks on them, and they both said they just had an argument and they don't feel threatened by the other ones, nobody's going to get arrested. However, if you come to a scene, okay, and you come in and the house is towed up and one person got a knot on their head and the other person don't, the other person that don't gets to go to jail. Okay, there's that. So that's how that works. But anyway, so that's when I found out about the situation, and the British police. I didn't know she contacted the Canadian police, but the British police did nothing. Okay. So he had a convo with who, Eric? I'm just now looking at the chat. After hearing that made me more. What? Who did he have a conversation with? So there's that. Okay. But once again, if you are a white, what's up, Silver Claus? How you doing? But here's my thing. I want white women to stop avoiding the police when something happens to you. Holy shit. Like, y'all gotta stop that. God damn. Jeez. All right. So here's something. Okay. So anyway, so let's go into her. We're going to look at, what is all this? Oh yeah, okay. All right. I got it now. So let's go into the order of events. Then we're going to go to Sean's. And remember, guys, if I don't finish today, we'll finish the rest of it on Saturday. Cause I gotta be done by 11. So here's Lauren. She came back on the 15th, as y'all know. And this is where she says, "Good morning. Time to pour gasoline on what's left of my reputation and strike the match. All for the cause I should have committed to long ago. The truth. This is not real life. It's a memoir about the total unfiltered chaos behind the scenes of my time in media. From an evangelical upbringing and a steady diet of Fox News to going viral and playing my first part in media disinformation to meeting with terrorists, neo-Nazis, intelligence agents, and political crime rings. There's coke binges, MDMA, diplomacy with enemies, a nuclear-grade marriage meltdown, and a trail of scandals across 5 continents. I was arrested in Turkey and Morocco, got banned from the UK, and maybe violated internationally sanctions, Finally, a psychotic break, addiction, and the dark art of conspiracy. If you're someone I met along the way and you're thinking, wait, am I in this book? Relax. Unless you committed a crime or did something genuinely insane, you're probably fine. If anything, in the one under the microscope, I still have no idea how much trouble I'll be in with the government, let alone anyone else, for publishing this. I guess we'll find out. No, I won't be doing interviews. Don't ask. I wrote this book to claw my way back into reality. I hope it helps you to do the same. With nothing but love, Lauren. And then we got this right here. I've decided to publish a few chapters of the book for free, as I did not write them to profit off their contents. I wrote them because they are part of my story and are true. So I think this is these Substack. There we go. I'm not going to read all this. Oh no, Lauren! Girl, if this is excerpts, like, I'm afraid, like, whoa. When you were talking about the British police don't want to be labeled racist topics, another reason why I said this is why I like being racist, why earlier I was making the comparison towards DSP and okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, you gave a link though. You gave a link to the quarter. I was like, what did he? You gave a YouTube link. I don't know what it was. I didn't click on it. Okay, guys. So this is we're gonna read 1 through 8. That's it. All right. Can you guys see this? Okay, you can't. Hold on a second. Hold on, chat. There we go. Oops. All right. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let me see if I can enlarge it just a little bit, just a little bit for you guys. Okay. Ooh, that's too much. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Hi, y'all. Some last notes before I log off. I've decided to release a few chapters of this book for free, specifically those involving Andrew Tate and his ongoing criminal case. Let me address a few things before you get into said chapters. 1, the reason these chapters aren't behind a paywall is because they weren't written with the intention of profiting off of the incident. They were written because they are a part of my story, and they're true. If you're here just to read about Tate and think this is some kind of selling point, please don't buy the book. You won't find anything more significant about him in these pages beyond what's already here for free. 2, I can assure you no one is more aware of the cosmic irony or the colossal train wreck of my life than I am. I've made mistakes, some mine alone, others shaped by the psychological toll of existing in a deeply toxic political space. If you're here to point those things out, you're late. I've already written the book. I've named the skeletons, told the stories, owned my mess. But let's be clear, my personal drama doesn't change the credibility of claims I made. I hope those who can think for themselves can see past the name calling and attempts to muddy the water that will certainly come by influencers for hire trying to cash in or cover this asset. The quarter. I was not the first person to talk about this event publicly. Others involved chose to speak out and purvey a distorted version of these events, not just to get ahead of the narrative, but to undermine other witnesses and other legitimate cases of assault and trafficking. I've spent much of my life since then mentally avoiding this experience and the drama surrounding it, but I cannot remain silent when my story is being twisted and used as a tool to discredit others. it would be unjust not to set the record straight. I understand people will want evidence for some of the claims being made here, and that's completely fair, given the deeply personal nature of the material I've shared in private, which with two media sources, one mainstream and left-leaning, and the other independent and right-leaning. I did this knowing readers have different levels of trust and different outlets, and wanted to offer a chance for clarity through whichever lens they find more credible. I'll hyperlink their pieces when I get a chance. May take a few days. I haven't done any interviews and don't plan to. If anyone else seems unusually informed, no, it's not some grand matrix conspiracy, just a few DMs and some advanced copies in the mail. And while this is my account, it's not the only one. Another book by someone who knows the story from a very different angle is on the way. Oh, that's nice. I've mentioned on these pages that I've assisted with investigations where and when I could, though for much of my life I stayed on the sidelines out of fear and a desire to preserve my anonymity. Since that's no longer an issue, I want to make it clear that I'm willing to help in any way I can in a more official capacity, especially with the ongoing case in Romania and elsewhere. If they would like to reach out to the girl, the Tate's got the Romania government on a lockdown, honey. You could just go ahead and kiss that goodbye. That is nothing going to happen. As a matter of fact, I don't even see them locking them up anytime soon, because they are, as long as they are not going to trial, they can't be extradited. So there's that. I've seen the claim online that many of the anonymous witnesses don't exist, or that they have been paid off or are part of some deep state plot. Every kind of misdirection imaginable. I don't know any of these women personally, but I do know that I exist, and I know that no one paid me to come forward. Everything in the book and here is written in my own words and published by me. No ghostwriters, no sponsors, no shady backers, just hundreds of hours of my time and my sleepless nights that I came to count. I don't know if the legal cases will be successful. What I do know is that in a world where you can buy off algorithms and politicians, Trump! Oh my God! Absolutely! The truth is hard to find, and it certainly isn't always officially verified, as we just seen recently with Epstein. Trump called y'all stupid, those of y'all looking for the Epstein. Trump called y'all stupid. Those of y'all want the Epstein thing, he told y'all stupid and gullible and idiot. How did the Tates escape prison? They didn't escape prison. They were let out. They were let out on bond. Where we at? Okay. Information is powerful, though. The more people who understand the digital delusion we're living in, the closer we get to breaking it. I know parts of the book I've written will be used as political bludgeons in the culture war. I know it. I know it'll be chopped into clickbait, stripped of context, and turned into ammo for people who haven't even read a page. The point, of course, is that in the chaos, maybe it will find its way to the handful of people trying to get out of this digital hall of mirrors, or to the even fewer who still actually read books. I read books. Hold on. When you were talking about British police, I think you are read. All right. Okay. And last, number 8. My ultimate hope with the publication of these chapters, and more importantly with my full book, is for healing. Even for those who have hurt me, I've learned well in my own life that some healing only comes from purifying fire. I hope my care in writing these notes and chapters give the truth the best chance to breathe in a media ecosystem and thrives on distortion and unreality. Hold on, am I saying this right? Unreality? Yeah, unreality. Let's see if it makes it out alive. Okay, that's it, guys. Here, I'm gonna give you guys the link, cause and you guys, if you're in that Shizzle or Sundorma, you can give it to Twitch. Hold on, let me give it to, and then now let me go ahead and give it to Kick. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Copy link. Okay, thanks, that Shizzle. Steven Crowder should change his last name to Coward. Facts. Reinhard. I heard that a trash gendered. I'm on the treadmill. Okay. All right. So now let's go to Tate's lawyer. Okay. This POS, right? I think this guy got disbarred, really. I heard he got disbarred. He's not even a real lawyer anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because long as the Tates have Romania in their pocket, they're not going to go to jail. So what's going to have to happen is that England, which they ain't got the balls, is just going to have to extradite him regardless. And whatever charges that they come up in Florida, same thing. Andrew Tate unequivocally repudiates the pathetic filth peddled by Lauren Southern in her pitiable tome. This is not real life, a washed up nobody loser memoir, if there ever was one. No evidence supports her claims. The so-called free chapter release is nothing but an evil marketing ploy, a sensational teaser engineered to propel sales of her book by parasiticizing. Oh my God. Parasiticizing. Sorry, guys. You can tell this guy's full of shit. No. Parasitizing. Okay. So parasitizing Andrew's fame. Southern is a faded relic, destitute and desperate, scavenging scraps of relevance and revenue from Andrew's renown. Renown what? We've witnessed this wretched ploy continued countless times, stale and insipid, utterly contemptible. We shall pursue Southern relentlessly for defamation. Hey, hit her with your best shot. You ain't got nothing. Her abject lack of proof and shattered credibility will seal our inevitable triumph. What? Dude, he knows who to go after, don't he? Yet this assault and its ilk threaten every man breathing. They targeted Trump, then Tate. Mark my words, you are in the crosshairs too next. So guess what? Get fixed and start marrying your AIs. I swear to God, I should do a video about that. They, cause Elon is paying somebody $464,000 a year to come up with a great waifu anime anime waifu girl, okay, for lonely men. And I'm like, okay, Mr. The human population is dying. Men, this is the playbook to destroy your life. Turn consensual sex into non-consensual via retroactive accusations, weaponized for extortion, lawsuits, and payouts. No man, husband, father, son is safe from these venom, where mutual encounters become traps for financial ruin. This is a clarion call to men everywhere. The war rages with false accusations weaponized to shatter lives, twisting consensual bonds into extortion snares. Everything is on the line. Rise now, demand proof, unmask the deceivers, forge unity in courts of law and public opinion. Fight with you unyielding truth or forfeit all. Everything is on the line. And then he shows this R-wordist. This R-wordist. So, all right. Now we got Tommy Robbins, who quote tweeted this and then said this. Sorry, it's bollocks. By the way, he hates Lauren because he tried to make a move on Lauren. Lauren wasn't interested. And by the way, she basically called him out for the alcoholic he is. And he is an alcoholic. But I'm going to show you my tweet exposing him a long time ago. When did I do this? Back in 2023. Watch this.
Here's a horrible fact, okay? I was there when Lauren Southern travelled to Romania with Andrew Tate. I was in the hotel room next door. When I walked out in the morning when we were leaving, Lauren Southern's at the door kissing him, okay? So when you read what she says there, like he's raped her, that's what she's implying. It's a bit weird to be kissing him on his door and then get in the car and message him the whole way. Insanity, absolute bullshit.
Texting him all the way there. Like, you said you was next door. How do you know that she was texting him? And I don't believe anything comes out of Tommy's mouth, because remember this. Now, I want you to know, this was in 2023, right? And this is what I said. I thought I would never, by the way, this is old. I had this video. When was the war in Ukraine start? Was that started in, when did the war in Ukraine start? In 2021? I think I had this in 2019. No. It started in 2022? It started in 2022? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. I had this recording either in 21 or 20. I got this 1 year before the war in Ukraine happened. Okay. That's when, no, hold on. Oh, God. Wait a minute. Oh. I had it. Okay, hold on. When they charged Andrew Tate, this is when this clown said this. So it wasn't in 2020. It was in 20. Oh my God. Hold on. What month and year was Andrew Tate arrested in Romania? Let me go to okay, I take everything I got back. Whoo, no, my bad. I had this in 2022. My bad. I got this that month. That's when I got this video. Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, this is when I got this video, and then a year later, I posted it. No, not a year later, the following month. My bad! The following month, because it was December 2022. The next month, January 2023, I posted this video that I got a month before. Okay, here we go.
I'm seeing a lot of comments saying, yeah, but Tate said pro-ISIS stuff. He said some pro-Taliban stuff. I watched it. That may have pissed you off. It pissed me off, yeah? But that's irrelevant in this. He's being taken down. Do you think he'd be getting arrested like this if he wasn't tackling or speaking out? He wouldn't. It wouldn't be happening, yeah? This is irrelevant of his views. It's irrelevant of his religion. It's all irrelevant. What's relevant is he's taken on the system and they're smashing him for it. And if they can do it to me, they can do it to him. If they can do it to him, they can do it to you, yeah? That's the point of it. Forget about his views. I don't agree with his conversion to Islam. It doesn't matter that he's a Muslim or not. None of that.
Oh, it doesn't? It doesn't? It doesn't, Mr. Anti-Islam? It doesn't matter the fact that he literally bragged about doing this to women? It doesn't matter? Oh, okay. Okay. He holds no credibility, people. Yeah, he doesn't hold no credibility at all.
What matters in what's going on. Like, a lot more will come out on it, but what matters is he under attack by the system because of his views and how outspoken he is? Yes. If he wasn't outspoken, would these raids and arrests be happening? No. That's the reality of it. I'm seeing him.
So him and Andrew Tate are best friends. Just like Candace Owens' gay husband, best friends. I was having this conversation with my husband, and I was telling him how everybody is now seeing how Candace Owens is a snake, and people are like sending me email or they're tweeting at me like, yeah, Tree, I'm so sorry. You tried to tell us back in 2000 and you tried to tell us back in 2017 or 18, I think it was 17. You tried to tell us back in 2017, we wouldn't listen to you. We're so sorry. And I was like, and I told my husband, I said, it doesn't matter now. I literally cannot stand and say, because in my opinion, after a long time thinking about it, I was like, Candace showed me the power of a black woman. If you say what they like you to say, and you end up being the best thing they ever had, and then all of a sudden you turn and stab them in the back, they don't care. They will say, well, we're just going to give her time to get back to coming to where we are. You know what I'm saying? I said, when I think about the women that really made it in this space, and God bless her, may one of them rest in peace because she passed away, and that's Diamond, right? When I think about that, I'm thinking like they could do no wrong, and it does even if you do backstab whoever or whatever, they will still forgive you and be like, just say the line, just say the thing, say the Democrats are the real racists. So I said, so what I'm saying is that white guilt, there's no cure, but it is so ingrained in most white people, there's no help. You're just going to have to accept that that's who they are. Okay. And even though Candace pissed off a lot of people, and she's still pissing off a lot of people, all she has to do is say, I'm so sorry, the devil got into me, I love the Jews, I love Trump, I'm back to MAGA. They would accept her with open arms. And I said, that's how powerful black people are. And I said, no, sorry, not black people, because a black man could never do this. Let me be clear. What Candace has done, what Diamond and Silk has done, I'm not going to go over all the black women, right? No black man could achieve this. None. And so that's what let me know, like, politics is a very miserable place. It's a very dirty place. And it's a very evil place. Look at how they all stab each other in the back. Okay. Milo and Laura Loomer used to be besties. Now look at them. Nick Fuentes used to love to talk about Candace. Candace is base. Candace is this. Candace is that. Candace used to say, why y'all won't let Nick Fuentes go on your show? Y'all need to give him freedom of speech and blah, 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 blah. Now Nick Fuentes is all up in his panties and he calling Candace all kind of names and stuff. But didn't call her those names to her face when he was on the show. Didn't call her none of those names when they on the show. I have seen so many of these influencers backstab each other, throw each other underneath the bus, and in the end, they don't look happy. They don't. None of them. Milo don't look like he's happy. Tim Pool don't look like he's happy. Andrew Wilson doesn't look like he's happy. His ugly ass wife don't look like she's happy. Candace Owens don't look like she's happy. Brandon Tatum, who's still getting fat, don't look like he's happy. Anthony B. Logan don't look like he's like. A lot of these people don't look happy. They don't look happy. And that's because when I told y'all that politics is the, I gotta be careful like when I say this, because I don't want Christians to get the wrong idea. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't think it the way you think I think it, okay? Politics is the devil's playground. I don't mean it in the devil that you know. And I don't mean it in the playground that you think is similar to hell. What I mean is the most evil things that a human can do is protected in politics. The most evil things you can do to the weakest of the humans, from babies to children to women to the disabled, is masked and protected in politics. I had two women hysterically email me because they didn't know that diplomats were immune from being arrested if they do something vicious against a woman. They did not know that. They literally looked it up and found out that I was telling the truth. I said, yeah, local police can't arrest them. What you talking about? They could our word, they could kill you, and they can't be arrested. You're gonna have to call somebody and in the federal government, and they gonna have to handle it if they handle it, or maybe sweep it underneath the rug. Okay. So it's a very, you have to have a certain type of dark energy about yourself to really play that game. And so, so when I look at it that way, and that's what I was telling my husband, I said, I don't have that type of energy. Yeah, I like to fight. Yeah, I like to go after people who are going after weaker people. But I said, that is a monster I don't have the energy nor the weapons to even try to take down. That is a fight I will lose every time. So I'm not going to engage. I already know what that is. When you know that over yonder is a pit to hell, you just stay away from that place. You just say, okay, I know you go over there, all right? You're going to see the type of evil that's going to give you nightmares. So why do it? Those evil vampires can drain her bank. Oh, who are you talking about? There was a Saudi prince who partied as hard as Diddy. No one could touch him. Nope. No matter where he goes around the world, nobody can touch him. He ain't the only one, though. He ain't the only one, and you ain't got to come from Saudi. You got some people here in America that can't be touched. Straight up. You can't even be in them. You got some here in America that can't be touched. You spot on about the people in politics are not happy every day. I see people turning against each other over politics every day, TJ. Treated like the CIA that covered up their agents haven't said. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Not only the agents that had CP, do you understand? And I've said this before and I'll say it again. The United Nations Army, the so-called Peace Corps, were the biggest violators of human rights. Those people were literally sex trafficking children and women. And they had a corn ring. The most biggest corruption in the world. Like, these people were, and they was all in Africa. Diplomatic immunity. There you go. Candace Owens gets subpoenaed by Blake Lively in her legal lawsuit against Justin. What? What are y'all talking about? I don't even know about this. She just subpoenaed 15 content creators. Candace, wait a minute. What? Subpoenaed by Blake Lively. They have an aggressive ass law firm. What lawsuit? Are y'all giving me some new tea? The UN people would trade the food handouts to starving people for services. Facts, Emma. Yeah, I heard that, but I don't know what docs would be. What? Hold on. Blake Lively. Hold on. Blake Lively is suing Justine Baldoni over. So what? Candace has been talking about it. Okay, I gotta find out who Blake Lively is. Reposting my video of Blake Lively in support of content creators she's bullying. She stole Justin Baldini's film and is now weaponizing her wealth to go after YouTubers who exposed her.
That I did on screen was easier than the work that I did off screen in this movie because of all that went into it. So I really look at I love a challenge though, and I'm just so proud of every bit of.
Lucky to be able to be involved in so many different aspects.
I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Deadpool's, Ryan Reynolds' wife. Okay, I do know that she's Ronald. Okay, that's all you gotta let me know. I was like, who? Okay, isn't that something? I don't know who she is, but once you say that's Ryan Reynolds' wife, I go, oh, her. A rich Karen who's married to, she sued for on-set essay, and people looked into it and found out that there's a pattern of film takeovers. A mean BR. You covered these videos. No, I didn't. I never covered this. I don't even know who she is.
Of this movie.
I listen, besides her being Ryan Reynolds' wife, I've never covered this.
Just on screen. On screen is the smallest amount of work that I did in this film, to be honest. And
Long. I've lived with this character for a year and a half, and I don't just mean that Lily. I mean every character in this. You know, the work that I've done off camera, it means even more to me than the one that I did on.
First things first, you're a producer on this movie as well.
Yes.
Had you read the book?
Yeah, I don't know who this is. Justin Baldini isn't paying influencers to hate on Blake Lively. She just can't handle that not everyone's a fan of hers.
Content creators to be anti-Blake. Blake, again, this is another problem with Blake, is the denial. I mean, you know, she was blaming Baldoni when there were negative stories.
Oh, you're not Baldoni? Okay, then why I'm listening to you? Reading the misandrous theories is honestly hilarious. No one's afraid of Blake Lively. If anything, her subpoenas just gave me more reasons to keep speaking up, I believe. So is this him? Is this Baldini?
So this is a really sweet day. Obviously, this is the day It Ends With Us comes out. I'm traveling with my family. I got my entourage here, but we're at the United Terminal in Chicago. We can do a press for It Ends With Us.
Okay, I think I'm going to check out of this because so far I don't care. There's nothing about this that interests me. A private YouTuber is being doxxed by Blake Lively and Vicity Reynolds through a Google subpoena, all because Blake won't take accountability for her racism and bullying. Okay, once you say racism, I'm checked out. So the person she's suing is black, so that makes her racist. Okay. So what are they saying? Because she's suing, I don't understand. Yeah. Oh, that was him? You never watched Gossip Girl? Never. Why would I? What? I don't even know what Gossip Girl is about. It's just Hollywood dramatry that I guess Candace is caught in. Now, this is some unique if I don't know anybody except for Candace, I'm thinking like, what in the hell? Okay, I think I know this young lady. Well, lady. At the end of the day, if you don't win in the court of public opinion, does anyone else even matter? I think I know this chick. I think I know.
About content creators getting subpoenaed. I haven't had a chance to look too much into it. I saw Molly McPherson talking about it. I adore her. She does basically what I do, but for PR. She's a PR crisis manager. And so she will give from a PR standpoint, love Molly. But I have seen that there are different ways that subpoenas are rolling out. First, people have the right to quash subpoenas. Second, subpoenaing content creators is going to be a massive backfire, like a massive fucking backfire. And they have the right to quash them because there probably isn't much of a basis for subpoenas to content creators, at least not until discovery is done further with the defendants. And if they can show that like a defendant and someone's communicating, even then they might not be able to get to it, because a lot of creators, even if they are not or would not call themselves reporters, they're covered by a lot of the same shield laws that like a New York Times is. So it's going to backfire spectacularly.
Okay, so this is a nothing burger for me then. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. Yeah, I don't know anybody in this. Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni's social media expert. Jed Wallace dismissed by judge from an article from 5 hours ago. Okay, that shizzle, your entire paragraph is confusing me. You're saying that Justin Baldini has a lawsuit against him by Blake Lively, who's a media expert, but then you said Jill Wallace dismissed by judge from an article. What are you talking about? Blake is accused of racism because she married Ryan Reynolds. Please tell me you are making that up, Magda. So just because you get married on the plantation, you're a racist? Well, shoot, I guess I'm a Klansman. Okay. Jed Wallace was also wrapped up into the nonsense, and he got dismissed as part of. Okay. Oh, he was dismissed from his part of it. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right. Guys, I mean, being married on a plantation makes you racist? Is seriously? I want y'all to know I got married on a plantation, right? In the back of a plantation house. A real life plantation. Like, what the hell? Like, seriously? Are we playing this game? Do you understand there's a whole bunch of plantations and plantation houses down here? One of the most beautiful architectures in the world is down here called plantation houses. I mean, they don't build houses like that no more. They don't even sell them anymore. When you get your hands on a plantation house, good luck, by the way. So I had to say, if you ever get willed a plantation house, you'll never let it go, because you are sitting on oil. Alabama, Georgia. I know for Georgia, Alabama and Georgia are the two places I know that have plantation houses. But I'll have to say that the plantation houses down here look way better than the ones in Alabama. I would love to have a plantation house. Woo, child. Ooh, ooh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, but, you know, getting married on a plantation house don't mean nothing. Did they have slaves? Did you have a mammy in the kitchen? Oh, like, come on now. Like, sell the racism to me, right? Sell the racism to me. Alabama is the poor country. Oh, Tree, I'm getting sent to Atlanta for a business trip for a couple of days. What is worth doing? Stay in your hotel and don't go out. That's what I'm doing. Shoot, should I? Oh, the plantations are not in Atlanta. Oh, you ain't gonna find. No. I from my understanding, I don't think there are in. I could be wrong. There are no plantation houses in the city of Atlanta. All the plantations houses are outside of the city of Atlanta. I could be wrong. Look. I could be wrong. I don't quote me on that. But I'm familiar with plantation houses. If you want to see some really beautiful ones, go to Savannah, baby. Woo! Child. Honey, you ain't seen no plantation house till you go to Savannah, baby. But I've never seen a plantation house in the city of Atlanta. Tree, don't know if you got my message last time, but my Discord got hacked, so don't listen to my old account that you know. Oh no, Silver Claws, your thing got hacked? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. So should I block it, or do you think you're going to get it back? Those are rural houses in Atlanta burned during the, okay. So I was right. There is no, there are no plantation houses in Atlanta. Atlanta plantation houses probably burnt down in the Civil War or something. Well, you just stole Nina just said that. Dan, you can't be stealing Nina's statements. Yeah, so. Anyway, all right, let's go to the video by Sean. This is 20. We should be able to get through this real quick. I guess I'll do the rest of this on the part about Ethan Klein on Saturday, because look at we're just stick on this one thing dealing with Lauren. So have no idea. Could take from today to never to get it back. Just block it for now. Okay, thank you. I will. All right, thanks for the heads up too. Cause Lord knows it could be like, so Trey, what color panties you wearing? I'd be like, what? Then I'd be cussing your ass out, blocking you all over the place. All right, let's look at Sean.
Well, hello there. I'm not Lauren Southern, and welcome to Fascist Hunters. Today we are going to be finding out if the Australian public would like to execute known fascist Lauren Southern.
After a long hiatus, Lauren Southern is officially back. Question mark, maybe, not really. Well, she's released a book, and if I actually time the release of this YouTube video appropriately, it should go up on July 15th, 2025, the same day that her book drops. And of course, it's a 50-50 chance I will completely mess up the timing on that, but regardless, she has released a book entitled This Is Not Real Life. It ends up chronicling her journey from before she was internet famous to an overnight internet sensation, and of course it goes through the various steps along the way, including when she had to pull away from conservative media, her return, her suspicions about Tenet Media while she was working there, and all these different various things that happened to her.
Lauren, I don't use Tenet Media against you. I use it against Lauren Chin though. I don't like her. I use it against Lauren Chin. Okay. Because I never liked that. I never liked her. Never, ever, ever, ever liked her.
For the course of her lengthy career.
Even when she was known as Roman Millennial, never liked that bitch.
Now, full disclosure, I actually found out about the existence of this book months prior to any kind of notification to people out there that it was going to be released, and this is because in one of the chapters, I was actually featured in the book, and because of that, Lauren reached out to me, sent me those pages in order to make sure that she did the appropriate redactions in order to maintain my privacy. And to be clear, when I got those chapters, I was initially very disappointed. First of all, it was chapter 23, and I had assumed, just based on who I am, that obviously the dedication page would be to me. Obviously, she would write that I would be her inspiration for her entire career, but in reality, that didn't really make all that much sense considering she started her YouTube channel years before I ever had this YouTube channel. And of course, maybe, just maybe, you guys might get the assumption from reading the chapter that I'm actually included in that it's more about the fact that Donald Trump was shot on the campaign trail the same day that I ended up getting.
Exactly. You know what? And that's what's, let me, hold on. I'm not even, I'm halfway listening. Like Sean bragging about himself. Gun Historic Society. Let me tell you something. I know a rat when I see one. Like, I never liked that chick. I never liked her. And you know what? You are absolutely right. Complete ops. The biggest ops of all the ops.
Married, and therefore it is a superficial connection to say the least. But I'm just gonna tell you, and maybe it's not in the book, maybe I'm making this up for comedic purposes, if you read between the lines, you will clearly see that I am probably, if not definitely, the smartest and most important figure in the entire story. Again, just kidding, guys, just having some jokes. Now, of course, there are some serious things in this particular book. There's a particular set of allegations that I cannot go this whole video without addressing, so we're gonna break this down, we're gonna talk about this, but before we do, I wanna thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me.
Yeah, and ladies, I uploaded some content yesterday about anxiety, how it can work for you. Good article, good video. Go check it out. Go get it. Okay. All right. And those of you who have not been part of my Patreon, go join my Patreon. All right, I'm very proud of my Patreon. I may not be staying dedicated to videos, but I don't skip on my Patreon.
The money, okay?
Should we kill Lauren Southern?
She's like the blonde, like political.
Yeah, she's the Nazi that's coming here with a far-right event.
I'm not sure if we should kill her, but I don't think we should be listening to what she's saying.
So right off the top, I just want to make something 100% clear. I'm going to give this book a strong recommend. I have not made it all the way through the entirety of the book, but there's certain chapters that I find to be incredibly interesting, like when the whole Tenet Media situation was popping off in the chapter called Jason, where Lauren is essentially being interrogated and intimidated by an agent, and we get really close and intimate looks.
I stared at my reflection, swallowed hard, took a breath, and pulled the recording device from my pocket. A tiny DJI mic. I clipped it to the center of my bra and hit record, and a soft beep confirming it was live. Leaning forward, I shift side to side, checking to make sure it wasn't visible. The thought of it running out of battery mid-conversation and beeping made me nauseous. Before each meeting, I showed Jason my phone was turned off, but I've been in this world too long to risk getting caught in some entrapment mess. There was always, you know what? I can't wait to read her book. Cause she's been in some stuff where she basically cover her ass. And I need to learn some pointers.
At her mindset in this particular situation, including her strapping a DJI mic to her underneath her clothing in order to record what is going on in these conversations, because she's absolutely terrified of being entrapped by the Fed. So we get a good look at this whole investigation. We get to see the dirty tactics of the government. We get to hear about them basically threatening her access to her own child.
Honestly, I'm just trying to help you here. I had a single mother too, and your son needs you. I hate to see something happen to you, something that could keep you from being there for him. Dude, oh God.
In response to her refusal to cooperate, and honestly, she could have just played the role of the tough girl, I'm gonna fight back against everything, but in reality, she admits throughout the course of this particular chapter that she was actually intimidated enough to the point that she was seriously considering cooperating with this federal agent. So it gives you a real look at the dirty tactics of the feds. You also get a look at the dark underbelly of conservative media, and I think I've described Lauren like this in the past, but she gives like kind of the vibe that you would get from a typical noir character, somewhere where they come from a small town, in this case it's Canada land, they end up in the big city, in this case it's conservative media, and essentially they get swallowed up by the big city. Now, of course, in those noir films, oftentimes the girl at the center of this ends up getting killed, and then the mystery is to solve her murder or something of the sort. In this particular case, Lauren's spirit seems to be the thing that was killed, crushed, but of course she ended up making it through the other side in a very intimate look at her life and at her experiences in conservative media. Again, not a lot of people write like this, or not a lot of people in conservative media write like this. Not a lot of people are willing to tell you that when they were under contract to produce this many videos at this amount of time, that they felt like at some point they were just paying the bills. They weren't actually, you know, trying to be creative or engaging with.
Shoot, $400,000 a month. Yo, give me that type of pay the bills money. Oh, give me those type of pay the bill money. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen, I ain't got no shame. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If I was getting paid $400,000 a month, $400,000 a month, and they found out that it was a Russian op, I'm like, yeah, I sure did. I took that money. Slava Rossiya. Me and Putin cool as hell. I'm gonna pay my taxes as long as I pay my taxes on it. Listen, the FBI can interview me all they want to. I was doing the job. I was doing my job. You ain't gonna shame me. $400,000 a month. Nigga, what? Yes, I was getting paid the Russian money.
Content, essentially they became a slave to the algorithm, and as somebody on the content creator side of this, I definitely can relate to the desire to produce more in order to be successful on these various platforms that just demand more stuff from you, and how you try to hold on to what actually brought you to the dance. You try to hold on to things that you care about, but oftentimes, as I've experienced myself, your failure to just go off of a headline and just give the people what they want ends up damaging you financially. Again, I relate to the idea that I could be significantly more wealthy if I just pandered 100% of the time, and this is something that Lauren—
I'm the same way, Sean. I'm the same way, dude. Let me tell you something. When the algorithm was like not loving me no more, I was like, you know what? First of all, I can't find a story I can stand by. I'm getting a little bored. I can't get a headline, and I was like, come on, y'all, help teach me how to grift. I would do it. I would say, come on, y'all, teach me how to grift. I need to do a video. I need to do a video. Nope, nothing. Not a thing, nothing.
Struggled with, and it's different when you actually have a child to provide for and you have all of those different various pressures. So again, very interesting look at what people go through on this side.
So true, Alu. We can't listen. I thought that was just me because I had a daddy that wasn't shit. I'm trying to think, is that really a Pisces thing though? Ask TJ, could he walk away easily from things? I don't know.
The content creation spirit.
To me, I thought the way, for me, because I can walk away easy from shit, is because I just have that attitude, right? Because I'm, selfish and everything like that. So I thought that's the reason why I can easily walk away from things. I don't know if it's a Pisces thing. I had to talk to other Pisces.
And also for me, as somebody who, started my channel when I was older, after I was age 26, for me, who's somebody who still hangs out with the people that I knew before I was an online person, and I don't really commingle all that much with other creators, it was interesting to read somebody who was basically the opposite and did everything, in my opinion, wrong in the opposite direction, and fully embraced the lifestyle and being around all these other e-celebrities, admittedly to her own detriment. So again, hard recommend on this particular book. There will be links in the description where you can get a copy of it. And again, it's something that I think will be interesting to a lot of people, but especially if you're interested in the content creator side of things and you like the innuendo and conspiracies related to the feds, surveillance, how political activism is treated, and how somebody who is an idealistic young person can get beaten down by the system. But that being said, of course, there is a major thing that is going to take all of the headlines of this particular book, and that is a couple of chapters that actually describe an encounter, which, by the way, Lauren is accusing Andrew Tate of sexual assault, make no mistake about it, and I want to go over those particular chapters, those particular allegations, because I know a lot of you just want to play the Super Mayor clip and say that they're false allegations, as she would say, and not facts.
Off of hearsay, false allegations, and not facts.
Now, I think it's important to be up.
I was wondering, like, why did he pronounce it like that? Why did he say false allegations? I'm so glad he played the context, because I'm like, what's going on with Sean?
Front and give you guys a full disclosure before I get into these particular allegations, and that is the obvious. I consider Lauren to be a friend of mine. She is one of the few people from the internet world that I actually invited as a guest to my wedding, and under normal circumstances, if Lauren had told me what was in this book.
Oh, that's so sweet. I didn't know y'all were that close.
The words that I read, I would not press her for more information. I would not demand documentation. I would not ask for medical records, corresponding text messages, or any of that stuff. Under normal circumstances, a friend of mine accusing somebody I don't know from a hole in the wall, that would be good enough for me, again, in the context of a friendship. And as for Andrew Tate, honestly, I genuinely find it depressing that so many people on the right, especially those who preach family values, would side with somebody.
But that's the thing. Everybody lie in politics, dude. You gotta be a liar. But you also gotta be a shapeshifter. You also gotta be a hypocrite. And you also gotta be a crony, and you gotta have a price that's pretty low, right? Because remember, like, the Republicans were all about immigrants being illegal so that they can have them work for free. And it was the Democrats that was against illegal immigration. Obama to this day had the highest deportation in United States history. Trump hasn't even scratched the surface of his record. Guess what? They switched it. Now, Democrats are the ones that's all about, no, we need to keep the illegal immigrants. Who's going to pick up the cotton? And then the Republicans like, no, they got to get out of here. No illegals. We're not giving them. They just taking out our resources. So it's like that's shape shifting, and that's what it is about politics. I don't take it seriously. I don't feed into the distractions, and I damn sure don't get mad. You know what I'm saying? I think Trump's first presidency made me so angry. I got hurt. I was just so like upset. And then I think when he lost, after January the 6th, when I had warned, actually before January 6th, I warned my taters. I said, don't go to that protest. Don't go. Stay home. And so after that, I didn't care no more. I just want to stay local. I was like, I'm just caring about what happens to my state and what happens to my county locally. That's all I care about.
And promote someone just because he has a big following who calls himself a pimp and made most of his money by getting girls into webcamming and by his own accounts in multiple different various videos use underhanded tactics in order to do so.
Facts.
Again, you have a lot of people critical of the adult film industry in my audience in conservative media, and yet this guy who made all of his money through adult films and that particular industry and bringing women to a foreign country in order to make them cam girls, who again describes himself as a pimp, and for some reason this guy gets embraced, and that is something that I absolutely do not care for. Now, to be clear, in the past, I have defended Andrew Tate under certain circumstances. There was a video or a whole campaign to get him booted off the internet, and they interviewed a bunch of teachers who said that their third graders were not listening to them because they were women, and therefore he needed to be banned from the internet. And I fully stand by the fact that those teachers were ridiculous if they were real. The news media using them as an example of why somebody should be removed from the internet was absurd, and I'm not going to change my opinion on that.
And so my thing is, I'm gonna tell you about how I fight as a black woman, because this is what white people do. If I don't like you, I will never be on the actually side. Okay, so Sean is right. They shouldn't deplatform him. Okay, because they can't control their male children. But me, I'm not gonna make a video at all. For example, I'm sorry, cut myself off in talking about Bree Stern. The reason why I told y'all to take that information to BJ Investigate, because if I make a video attacking her, then it gives the Tates a big see, one of my biggest detractors is actually calling one of these women a liar. So, you know, BJ Investigates is not on Twitter. She doesn't make a lot of videos of going against Tate. She didn't have any interactions with Andrew Tate or with Tristan Tate. You see what I'm saying? I did. So even though I know Bree Stern is full of shit and I don't like her and I know she's a pawn, I can't make the video about everything I know that it was a setup to make Andrew look good. You know what I'm saying? That this was just a bogus thing that happened. I can't even make that video because it's going to be a W for him. So I got to like be quiet about it. So that's how you deal with your enemies, even though you could morally be like, yo, I hate Andrew Tate, but no, I hate Andrew Tate. Period. Point blank, period. So I'm not going to sit up here and make a video that's going to make him look decent. I'd rather just sit on it. And I'd rather somebody who is not as involved in it as I am to go and deal with this.
Because again, in the context of that particular conversation, even if I don't care for somebody, I think that is a very underhanded way to remove somebody from the internet. That being said, conservative media should not be embracing this guy. Red pillars, they want to embrace him. That's totally on them, but it is not conservative to promote a pornographer who, of course, talks about luring in women and has a bunch of different various accusations against him, many of which he has basically admitted to or said something very similar was what he was doing at the time. Now, because of those biases that, again, I openly admit to, I knew that in order for me to cover this book, in order for me to actually go over these chapters, I needed absolutely everything, all the supporting information and whatnot, and essentially I had to treat it if the reverse was true and what it would take for me to believe accusations against somebody that I knew. So basically I had a little role reversal, and then I ended up having to press for all this different various information. And now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the allegations. So first of all, they are in fact 7 years old. They date back to an alleged meeting that was set up with Lauren and a bunch of other people that she was working with at the time that was supposedly to find this guy in Romania that was going to be an investor into a new media group. And apparently the guy was a big fan of Lauren in particular, so they flew out to Romania where Tate was at the time. And by the way, I've lined up the timeline to check if he actually had the place in Romania.
I know this story already. Let's just say it. I didn't watch this video, by the way, but it's like as he's talking, I'm like zoning out because I'm like, I know this story. Like we were like when like I said, when she released that documentary, I was given the 411 back then. And not even by who told me. It was somebody good. It was somebody on Lauren's team too. It was hold on. Never mind. I know who told me.
At the time that these allegations occurred, and they were going to meet him to discuss again a potential business investment. However, this was later revealed to be a farce, according to messages that I have seen from Tate's own war room after the fact. That being said, they end up having the meeting. It doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. It's not really all that interesting. But later on, when Lauren's back at the hotel, she receives a call saying that they want to have another meeting, however, specifically with her, to discuss business terms. And Lauren, being the naive 22-year-old woman at the time, ends up going to this second meeting under the guise of she's the person who can seal the deal, and then quickly they are moved from said meeting to a bar. She also says that she was consistently told that the rest of her group would be joining them, and eventually she has some drinks, and there may be some implications in this particular story that maybe one of the drinks was drugged or she drank too much. It's honestly not 100% clear. I'm just going off the text right here, and I actually didn't ask or press for the idea that this was the case when I was talking to her. So again, I'm just throwing that out there of what's described versus what you might actually find out to be reality at a later point in time. Now again, that's just my speculation, but here's what it's based on. Despite having only one shot and still working on my vodka soda, I found myself feeling surprisingly intoxicated. Usually only beer hit me.
And you know what? I don't drink, not because, you know, I'm afraid of somebody roofing me or this and that, because I told you guys I learned from older women in college when I came to my college as a freshman. They basically hipped us on, you know, watch your drink, never leave your drink, you know, saying, and if somebody brings something, make sure you in a bottle, watch them pour it in. You know, we always we knew stuff about our drinks. But when it comes to being at a bar, if I'm not familiar with the bar and it seems like this person is really cool with the bartender, I'm going to watch the bartender make my drinks. However, I think that the best thing, of course I'm married, so I ain't got to worry about this, but I think the best thing that I, along with other women who don't drink, don't have to worry about getting roofied. So you may want to like take, by the way, no victim blaming. What I'm saying is that, like, you know, when you've been drinking, you don't, you know, it's easy to roofie your ass. It's really easy, you know.
This quickly.
It's kind of hard to roofie you if you're drinking some Sprite soda.
Mine as I was fast distracted by conversation. Maybe it was the vibe of the club or just the fact that I was coming off as a stereotypically fun, carefree blonde, but Donnie, who'd been friendly to me enough as we bantered about politics and online culture, suddenly seemed to take my relaxed demeanor as a green light, or perhaps it was one of the edgy jokes I tossed out. Either way, his tone shifted and he was far more candid now. Now, Lauren goes on to explain how they start talking about crypto schemes. This isn't really germane to what we're talking about in this video, but yeah, again, these chapters, you could check for yourself. And then they end up back in the hotel. Now, Lauren, of course, being hypercritical of herself, ends up saying that she voluntarily got into bed with Andrew Tate, voluntarily kissed him. However, she didn't want to go further, and Tate used some form of strangulation or asphyxia. Again, I don't know what the technical term, choking or whatever, in order to force her into the encounter. And of course, she claims that she fought back in these particular allegations. She said no repeatedly. However, she was choked to the point of near unconsciousness more than once, but unknown number of times, and the encounter occurred. And she kind of leaves it there at the chapter in the book. You can read it for yourself. There's actually a moment where she says something to the effect of what happened is obvious, or what I'm saying is obvious, and she doesn't want to get into it any further. Now, again, this comes from chapter 11 of her book. It is entitled Confessions, and it reads as follows. It was kind of my fault. I can trace every moment I had the opportunity to turn things around, right up until the point where everything went wrong. The truth is, I could have said no to the strange business meeting overseas, at least until I had more information. I could have refused to go to the club until my friends were with me. I could have turned down the drinks. With whatever little sense I had left, I could have said no to what I foolishly thought was a harmless cuddle when I had no intention of going any further. But honestly, I'm not sure it would have mattered at that point. This wasn't a case of mixed signals or intoxicated blurred lines. I fought back. I was pleading. I just didn't realize there was a point of no return, a moment where my voice would no longer have any power. I'd rather not give a detailed account, so I'll keep it simple. He carried me back to my hotel room and asked me to sleep beside him. I said yes. I was incredibly intoxicated. And some part of me convinced myself that because he was Tommy's friend, he wasn't particularly dangerous. It was a poor
That was the first one. Tommy, anybody who's Tommy Robinson's friend, that, like I said, politics is a dirty, evil world. It is the devil's playground. It's literally
decision, but it happened. He kissed me. I wasn't expecting it and I wasn't looking for it, but I kissed him back briefly and then told him I wanted to sleep. I was extraordinarily tired. He wanted to go further. I said no, very clearly, multiple times, and tried to pull his hands off of me. He put his arm around my neck and began strangling me unconscious. I tried to fight back. He repeatedly strangled me every time. I regained enough consciousness to pull at his arms. I prefer not to share the rest. It's pretty obvious. And of course, because I have to go into journalism mode, this was not good enough for me. Again, 7 years ago, Andrew Tate has all these allegations against him now, so obviously people are going to have a lot of problems.
Okay, I know why he's saying allegations now.
With this, they're obviously going to agree with her own assessment that she is to blame for certain steps that she put herself in that situation by engaging in. However, one of the things that I find incredibly interesting is that, of course, because I pressed for more information, I was able to receive medical records from within the week of the encounter, and according to these medical records, Lauren basically described the in fact, unfortunately for me, there's actually a more detailed description of the events that went down on that night, again, within a week of her alleging that they occurred, and I didn't really need to read that, but for journalistic purposes, I ended up having to see that, and I can tell you that the allegations that she made back in 2018 that are in this report, that are documented at the time, are very similar to what was released publicly by Vice years after what she said. So the MO looks to be the same, and again, that is strong evidence in her favor, and it is a report at the time. It's documented in medical records, and I've seen them for myself.
Oh yeah, go ahead and try to sue her, Mr. Esquire. These guys, these stupid lawyers or paralegals on behalf of Andrew Tate, like,
And by the way, I think that she has sent them to another media outlet that will probably publish more of them, because I'm not a journalist. I'm not going to publish her personal medical records because I don't know what I should be redacting versus what I shouldn't redact.
No.
And honestly,
I'm on her side. No, I'm on her side. Like, Tate gets off on R-wording these women. I'm on, no, Aksum. I'm on, that's my girl. Like, if I made it, I hope I didn't make it. Mono! Mono said Laura Southern mentioned me in her book. Oh, I know you got a big old smile on your face. I know that made your day, didn't it? If y'all didn't know, Mono has a big crush on Lauren. Okay? A big crush. AP covered this yesterday with David Wood. Did he really? Okay, I'm gonna go look at his channel. Andrew Tate is the reason women should make sure their daughters have daddies in their life. Andrew Tate is the reason why women need to learn how to carry knives and know how to use other objects to defend themselves in the process of, you know, like say for instance, if you just even had a nice, good pin, like a metal pin, you can just stick it, like stab them in the ear with it. Just, you know, you're right by the counter. Not counter. What are those things called when you're sleeping and you got the little dresser thing right beside you with the lamp on top? What is that? What is that called, guys? I should know what furniture is called. She is the only e-girl I would marry in a heartbeat. Aww, look at Mono. Mono and Lauren are in the Victorian women used to have pins in their hair. Yep, that too. It's called no, it's not a dresser. Nightstand. Thank you, CT. A nightstand. You guys, thank you, India. You guys got nightstands right beside you, so you can actually like be writing in a book, and then you put get a metal pen, not a plastic pen, because the plastic pen will break. You want to get a metal pen. Okay, they got them gold plated, silver plated, you know, copper plated, whatever. And you want to make sure that the ball part is out. And then they try to choke you out, bang, right in the ear hole. Or right in the skull, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do to get them off of you. And then run straight to the door. My dad would tell me and my sister to bite a... You could do that too. Like bite their nose, bite their lip, just bite them and start scratching. Be like a wild cat. But we're talking about, no offense, white women here. You gotta have that animalistic type of mentality there, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, that's a good one too, RT. Thank you. That's another one, a nail file. But make sure it's a thick one, not one of those, because you want to make sure that the nail file doesn't bend. Okay. You want to make sure that doesn't bend. So you want to make sure we have a sturdy one.
Feel a little bit weird releasing personal detailed medical information of somebody that I consider a friend. Now look, I'm no fan of Vice Media, but the fact is they have this January 4th, 2023 piece, which is nearly 5 years after Lauren would allege in those medical documents an assault by Tate using the method of strangulation. And wouldn't you know it, in these allegations, we have two women, and one of them says they were repeatedly strangled by Andrew Tate. And again, we also have other articles where these women say that they witnessed him strangling other people repeatedly. So this is very interesting that Lauren's allegation that is documented at the time is sort of like corroborated by a different person that she would have never known saying the same thing to Vice 5 years later. Now again, you want to say coincidence, you want to say actually Lauren is clairvoyant, she just happens to be a psychic, that's on you. But to me, I just find this parallel incredibly interesting. In addition to that, in the book, Lauren describes a war room exchange.
I gotta hurry up. I gotta hurry up and get through this video. because we are not going to do the Ethan Klein today. We're going to do it
that actually has a back and forth where they end up admitting that the meeting was in fact a farce. I have seen screenshots of this war room meeting, and again, it seems pretty weird, pretty unusual that in and around this time 7 years ago, before a lot of the allegations against Tate were made public in the first place, that so many details of Lauren's account that appear in the notes of her medical report end up lining up with what's in the war room. In addition to that, there was also a text message exchange between Lauren and Tate where she describes that this was not okay, this was not acceptable behavior, and the back and forth at least acknowledges that something happened, although I'm sure Mr. Tate would say that his defense is in fact consent. Now look, I know a lot of you are going to say this is not something that should be adjudicated online in a YouTube video, and I 100% agree with that. I hope and I'm optimistic that Lauren takes whatever legal avenues that she has in order to back up and substantiate these allegations. However, there's going to be a lot of additional people that say that Lauren is doing this for the money in order to have some kind of teaser related to her book create buzz about it.
Well,
however, she's actually releasing the chapters that
the
detail these allegations for free, and I'm going to try to link them in the description if you want to read the account for yourself. And in fact, here she says that explicitly in the additional note, parentheses, upon completion of this manuscript. I finally decided to leave this chapter in the book. At first, I wrote it just to process my own emotions, convincing myself no one would ever read it. For a while, I thought about replacing parts with dramatized, anonymized scenes in order to avoid drawing too much attention, but after a lot of reflection, I've realized I'm done with cowardice. If I'm going to do an honest book, I'll do it right, and this is a big part of my story. Why now, though, is a very valid question. You know, a lot of people think, oh, you're just deciding to tell us this story in your book, question mark, to make sales? What about...
Like I said, a lot of us behind the scenes knew. So she got people who can validate this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just wasn't like our story to tell on her behalf, you know?
The legal cases, can't believe you didn't help earlier. Now, Lauren responds to these likely questions with the following. I should start by debunking some misconceptions here. First, I will be releasing all of the chapters relevant to Tate for free. It's not about money, and frankly, I'd rather not give people another excuse to project their own twisted motivations onto me. Not that I'm too worried about the opinions of anyone who thinks human trafficking and scamming men out of their life savings is some kind of noble vocation. Second, I've always believed these matters should be handled by the legal system whenever possible, rather than turned into a public spectacle. As mentioned earlier, I had no desire to put my face on public claims at first. Instead, I oscillated between denial and my own harsh judgments of women who came forward with similar accusations. Why didn't you go to the police? That would be the right thing to do. Why didn't you go to the hospital? That would be the right thing to do. And ironically, she says her extreme judgment of others pushed me to make some of the right choices early on. She embraced denial, but deep down, she knew what really happened and reluctantly reached out to the UK authorities, feeling it was the right thing to do. They told her that an investigation could only be done in Romania, the country where this actually happened. And of course, she gets in to talk about the documentation that I have reviewed myself and I talked about throughout the course of this video. And again, I'm hopeful she takes some kind of legal action and does it the quote-unquote proper way. And thankfully, it seems like this is something that she's interested in from the words in her book. If you go to page 87...
Well, good. Hey, let them file first, and then she can do a counter, and basically she saves money in the process. But I got a funny feeling they ain't gonna sue nobody. They're not gonna come after her.
In the chapters we've been highlighting,
but Romania is just corrupt, dude. She's gonna probably have yeah, because if it happened in Romania, probably not. But yeah, Romania is corrupt, dude. They're just corrupt.
As follows. I wasn't looking to start a legal battle. I was looking for any interest at all in helping me make sense of what was going on in Tate's compound in a way that would keep me anonymous. Years passed before Tate's antics made it onto the radar of Western authorities due to repeated claims from other women that had nothing to do with me. Eventually, a larger U.S. investigation reached out for my assistance. I provided what information I could off record. I did everything possible while trying to maintain my anonymity, but for the most part, I buried it until I began writing this. Being a witness in any official capacity would have required revealing my identity, something I wanted, past tense, to avoid at all costs. Still, over the years, public exposure started to feel inevitable. Someone I once naively trusted shared parts of my story with journalists without my consent. That disclosure resulted in others posting distorted versions of events online or in published works for political activism purposes, clearly with no real concern about potential crimes happening. Now, that section clearly indicates that Lauren has assisted where she can, to the extent where she got up to the line where she wanted to maintain her anonymity, and I'm absolutely happy to hear that. And presumably, she would be more open to assisting based on the idea that she quite literally published these allegations in a book. She's releasing that stuff.
Listen, anytime you in Romania as the president can say, you know what? We're gonna postpone elections until I get my competitor arrested, and then you get the person who's running against you for the president to be arrested, and then that's when you have elections. Like, the place is super duper duper corrupt. It's super duper corrupt, and that's why that's when I said Tate got the legal system on a payroll. I said he got him on a payroll. And then when Roger Stone went over there, I didn't want to believe it, but now I believe it too. So yeah, so the only way he can be arrested by England is if he has court in Romania. Well, if they keep postponing it, then he can't get extradited. But at least he won't bring his dumb ass over here to America anymore. So that's
for free online for everybody to read, so she doesn't make money off of those specific allegations. And since the book is published under her name, anonymity is no longer a concern. Plus, the overall tone and tenor of this particular chapter is that she's not going to be a coward anymore. She's not going to hide this. She's not going to cover this up. She is going to bring it out into the sunlight. So yeah, I think Lauren is heading in the right direction, if you allow me to speculate just a little bit. But I do want to point out that it is very unusual that she is making these allegations about a meeting that occurred when Andrew Tate wasn't even that famous. In fact, Lauren was probably, in terms of internet fame, more famous than him, despite the fact that I believe he had been on
That's what she was.
Big Brother UK at this time and been booted off, and of course that he was a kickboxer at some point in time. She was just more famous in this world, and this is all documented at the time through the medical reports. And the meeting specifically is referenced in these war room logs, and I've seen all of this documentation, reviewed all of this documentation for myself, which again is an uncomfortable position for me to be in, to demand all these different receipts and pieces of documentation from someone I consider to be a friend after reading about a horrible encounter that probably is not something that she wanted to discuss with me in the first place. That being said, I'm sure there will be a countervailing explanation about the Matrix, about intelligence agencies being involved.
They already started. This is against us, brothers. We must unite against these thoughts. They're trying to bring us down. Rah, 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 rah. Like, I just wish, Lord of mercy, these guys just go play.
What about the nation of Israel? What does it have to do with this particular case? In my opinion, those are all ridiculous. It's a bit absurd that she would end up documenting this in all these different various ways years before Tate was famous, years before it was broadly known that these accusations end up surrounding him. But again, people are going to believe what they want to believe when it comes to this case, and we will just have to examine the evidence as it trickles out, as I'm hopeful it does come out and it does come forward. And a lot of people, by the way, in conservative media have invested themselves in the whole Tate, personality or whatever you want to call it. So I understand that they're going to go full offense mode. And in fact, Lauren describes maybe an army of like paid hit pieces that will likely come out against her, that of course will do absolutely everything to paint her.
Yeah, because she's putting herself in a position to where she's really hated by the left because they called her a Nazi. They called her like alt-right. They called her all those kind of fascists, all these old stupid names they call everybody, right? Then she got people so that was on the left. And then she got people on the right who are like, you're breaking up the band. Oh no. So it's like, we love Tommy Robinson. He's base. Okay, you need to stop it. Andrew Tate is saving men, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, dude, like these people.
As a money-grubbing, absolute non-respectable woman, or whatever you want to say. But again, this is actually a small section of this book. I'm highlighting it because obviously if I didn't talk about it, if I didn't press for information and I promoted all the other interesting chapters around the book, a lot of you would call me out, and deservedly so. I press for information because a lot of you will call me out, and deservedly so, and documentation for the same reason. But again, I actually find the rest of the story much more interesting. I find the pressures of being in conservative media, feeding the algorithm, meeting people who are behind the scenes, not at all what they seem, not at all what they portray publicly, and of course the repeated and constant betrayal from people that you thought were your friends. Now, with all that being said, I want to know what you guys think about this particular book, if you're actually going to get a copy of it, if you have already.
Mine is on the way. Mine is on the way. I'm as soon as it gets here, I'm gonna stop reading what I'm reading right now, and then I'm gonna start oh god, I'm gonna start reading hers.
read it, or maybe you read it and you're coming back to this video, how
What
it
page
compares
are
to
you
how
on,
I'm pitching
Mono?
it throughout the course of this video. Again, all your thoughts down in the comments below. As per usual, if you like the video,
Okay.
show me.
Black leaders rage over whites leaving city. But I thought y'all didn't like the white men. I thought y'all didn't like the white men. I was like, wait a minute, y'all. I thought y'all didn't like the white men's. What's going on with the white men's? Okay, let me all right, we're gonna do a break. I told you I had to go at 11, but I'll talk to you guys for 2 more minutes, and then we'll do the Ethan Klein stuff this Saturday. I'm on page 250. Bless your heart, you know the number automatically. Automatically. The portrayal is true. Tim Pool already came out. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, he never liked Lauren, right? If I'm not mistaken, I mean, maybe I'm just assuming Tim Pool is just like Fat Boy Jeremy. I could tell you all of the men who has a problem with Lauren are basically, you know, incels themselves. So you'll be here Saturday for the Ethan Klein drama. Okay. She was on the cast quite really, Alicia. She was? Girl, y'all could tell. Hold on, girl, you feeding me some tea. I didn't even know that. This just goes to show you how much I don't like Tim Pool. I don't watch the Timcast. I don't watch Timcast. Lauren says she rejected Tim Pool. That's true. I know about that. Thank you for reminding me, Vanessa. I keep forgetting about that, but I know about it. So that's the reason why thank you. Yeah, for real, Vanessa. Thank you for reminding me. So I can I can go after Tim Pool again. Because you know how I like to trigger that little small ding-a-ling beanie wearing bastard. I never watched him. I never watched a full episode. I think the only time I watched Tim Pool was probably for 20 minutes to see if he was going to ever bring up the guy with the beard, the different color beard that was like 69 for 69. How did I forget this guy's name that quick? But anyway, him. He never addressed it. I was like, everybody was giving Tim hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in super chats, and he still didn't do it. I was like, stupid people. So anyway, anywho, 20 minutes and you had to put it at 2050. Yeah, I was just only looking for the super chat to see if he was going to address it, and he didn't. So there's that. All right, guys, gotta go. Love you. I will see you guys this Saturday for the Ethan Klein part. I'll change the title and the thumbnail later on when I finish, okay? Midcore took that 69. Yeah, he sure did. That was so funny. All right, guys. Love you. See ya later, daters. Bye.